All right, everyone, let's talk about an absolute must-have tool for enhancing. And I have good news is that the important parts to this are actually free. And this has got to be one of the most asked questions that I get on the live stream on Twitch, easily in the top 5 for sure. So I wanted to take a few minutes to really give the full details on this and talk about the different parts of it, because the most important part is free, which is the really good news. Now, there's more of it that you can end up getting that you can get in the Pearl shop, which is only for money. But going back to that good news is the absolute most important part of it is for free. And if you do any reasonable amount of enhancing, you're absolutely going to want to make sure to do this. So the item that I'm talking about is the Nader's Band, and that is this ring looking thing here that you see below the Black Spirit. And what this item does is it allows you to move around your fail stacks. It allows you to move them around between the Nader's Band if you have more than one slot here. But most importantly, and this is really, really huge, is it allows you to put a fail stack from character 1 onto the Nader's Band. And then what you can do is you can go to one of your alt characters and you can then pick it up off of the Nader's Band. So just so you guys can see, I will swap over to this character just as an example here. And you can see that I had that 29 fail stack on the Nader's Bands. And what you can actually do is enhance on one character, build up your fail stacks, and then move them to another character. And really importantly, this is going to allow you to use your alt characters in order to store fail stacks. Whereas if you don't have a single one of these slots, there is another way to move your stacks with blacksmith books, but that's going to cost silver. It's only really up to a fail stack level of 50. It costs pearls to go up to 100, and it's just much more inconvenient, more expensive, and really not a great option compared to this. So you can see now that we're on a different character, I could just go right over here. I can pick up the fail stack off the Nader's Band. I can put it on the Nader's Band. I can move it around to different spots if I have more than one spot available. And I'll talk about that in a second, because there are a total of 10 of these slots that you can end up getting. 2 of them are free, so you don't have to spend money for 2 out of the 10 in total. And the first one that you get, slot number 1, is the most important one, because that's going to be the one that allows you to just move them between your alt characters. And then if you get fail stacks later on and you don't have the blacksmith books, or you don't want to go through that because it costs, a lot of silver if you do that a lot. And you also really can't do it above level 50. Like if you get fail stacks above level 50, it's really your only option to be able to then use your alts as essentially a storage slot for your fail stacks. And this is one of the many reasons why I have many alt characters. So let's go back to the main character here, and let me talk about more important things, including the 10 different slots that you can get. I want to go over the details on how you can get all 10 of them, but the most important one, of course, is number 1, and that one is super simple. It's basically you get it completely for free. Once you just get to like level 58, I think it's 56 or 58, you're going to end up seeing a quest from the Black Spirit. So if you do not have this, you're going to want to go to your Black Spirit, and you're going to want to go to the quest, and you're going to want to look for it. It should be in your suggestions, but if it's not, make sure you just take a look at the All tab, and you'll see it should say Nader's Band in these brackets here. Just like it says Elvia there, it'll say Nader's Band, and you want to do that like as soon as you can. Absolutely. It'll make your life so much easier if you ever do enhancing in the future. And the fantastic news is not only is the first slot free, but it doesn't require any kind of a crazy quest. You don't have to do any crazy kind of a commitment. It's basically just talk to an NPC in Tariff and you are done. So you get the quest from the Black Spirit, and then it's going to have you go over to Tariff right over here. And there's an NPC in Tariff. I believe his name is like, let's actually see if I remember here his name. So I think it's this guy that you go to, Alan Serban, or somebody in this city. Like either way, it's just a talk to somebody kind of quest. That's it. Like once you go over to Tariff after talking to the Black Spirit, you might have to talk to like one more NPC, but that's it. You're done, and you got the Nader's Band. You got the first slot, and that is by far the most important one. Like as somebody who enhances basically all day long, every day, many days a week, we basically do this all stream long. I could tell you that the first slot on the Nader's Band that you get is more important than the other 9 of them combined. So just having access to be able to move your stacks around between your alts is huge already. But there are 9 more slots, 10 in total, and you can indeed get 1 more of them for free. So we'll go over that one. And this is actually the only one that I'm currently missing right now because I've been tempted to spend my loyalty on too many other things lately, which has not really been too great. But if we go to Pearl Shop and we go to loyalty, there is a Nader's Band slot that is in the loyalty shop. And this is going to be essentially the second one that you can end up getting for free. Right here, you can see Nader's Bands. And it costs 20,000 loyalty, so that's 200 loyalty per day. Basically, you're looking at 100 days of loyalty, maybe a little sooner if you get the bonuses for your loyalty for every certain number of days. But nonetheless, it's going to be around 3 months of saving up. And I'll tell you, absolutely, it's worth it. Obviously, depending on your account progression, maybe there's some other stuff that you want to get first, but it is worth it for sure. It is definitely not a waste of loyalty at all. And especially if you do a lot of enhancing, this item is going to be invaluable to you. So we got the one that you can get from that quest, super easy. Get that one basically right when you can. You got the other one, slot number 2 from loyalty, also for free. And then of course, the other 8 slots are indeed going to be just from the Pearl Shop. And let's actually see if I can find it here. Of course, you can see that I did indeed get them with the amount of enhancing that I do. This was probably some of the best money that I spent in the game. Now, I'll say this, if you don't really do a lot of enhancing, this is not something that you want to spend your pearls on. There's probably other things out there that are going to be more valuable to your account progression. However, if you do a lot of enhancing, anything close to the amount of enhancing that I do, it is, it's a really big time saver. This is kind of I see this as the definition of a pay for convenience type item, because my goodness, it makes enhancing much more convenient. However, it doesn't really change the game of enhancing. Fundamentally, enhancing is still the same. You can do everything completely the same normally without the other 8 slots. And it doesn't change the odds. It doesn't change the math. It doesn't change anything except just adding more convenience. But if you do a lot, it's definitely a consideration you might want to make. Now, that's going to take care of slots number 3 through 10 right there. And that is all of them that you can get as of right now. I know a while ago there was a limit of only 6 or 4 or 6. And just a little disclaimer for those of you guys who are older players, if you didn't know, you can go up to 10 now. So you can indeed get the Pearl Shop one a total of 8 times. So the other really cool thing that you can do, and this is a little bit more advanced, like I said, the most important part of this is that first slot, just so you can move your fail stacks between your alts. However, the main thing that I get the most value from the Nader's Band when I'm doing my enhancing is it allows you to fail stack much more efficiently. It saves you a ridiculous amount of time. It allows you to just save a lot of resources if you know how to fail stack properly. And this has got to be probably my #1 most requested video, which should be out pretty soon. So keep an eye out for the fail stacking video. But basically, I'll just show you guys, if you've been watching the Twitch stream, you already know kind of how I do my fail stacking. But it will allow you to basically just work on, instead of only working on one fail stack at a time, it allows you to work on however many fail stacks for Nader's Band slots that you have. So, just so you guys can see how I usually do my fail stacking here, this is kind of the general baseline. So you can see that instead of just working on one stack, I'll go and I'll work on multiple. And basically, if you actually do the math behind this, this allows you to save a pretty good amount of resources, and it also speeds things up quite a bit. But again, as I mentioned earlier, that doesn't really change the math or the odds of enhancing. Everything is still the same, and you can completely enhance just fine without extra slots. But it really is the whole convenience thing is huge with this, with the amount of enhancing that we do. So the most important one is that first slot. I know I mentioned that several times, but that is the main thing to take away from this video is get that first slot, guys. The rest is all a bonus. It's all fluff compared to how important that very first slot is for moving your stacks between your alts. That's going to be it, guys. Keep an eye out for more Twitch streams, basically every single night, except for maintenance nights at around 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Link in the description if you guys haven't already. We do all the enhancing, high stakes. We've been doing okay this week, so that's really good. But man, we had some bad luck earlier, but starting to catch up a bit. 5, 10, 15, 20 plus billion silver of enhancing every single night. We go for the highest stakes that we can. And yeah, more videos coming soon, including that fail stack video. But for now, that's it. Take care, everyone. Have a good one. And until next time.